I brought a naive girl home. She had amnesia, yet her beauty was breathtaking. I lied, telling her she was my fiancée, and the innocent girl believed me without a second thought. However, when her memory eventually returned, it turned out she was a wealthy high society heiress. Without hesitation, she went back to her world. 2 years later, we met again. I saw with my own eyes the girl who was once so simple-minded, now grinding her high heel into someone's fingers, coldly uttering useless. Just as I was about to flee, she stopped me. "Fiancé, did you lose your memory too?" Sophia and I crossed paths again at the university. She had donated a library building, and the school invited her for an interview. "Miss Sterling, so young and accomplished. What made you decide to invest in education?" The interviewer's tone was filled with admiration. "Letting those who want to read have books to read is my wish." "Is this wish related to past experiences?" Sophia fell silent. 3 years ago, she lost her memory, was abandoned in the middle of nowhere, and endured the hardest year of her life. No one else knew about this. I sat in the audience, watching her from afar. The Sophia now was dressed in luxurious designer clothes, her expression cold and indifferent. And I was just a college student who had recently applied for financial aid. Less than 100 yards separated us, yet it felt like an unbridgeable chasm. My roommate cupped his face, looking infatuated. "So beautiful. Truly my dream girl." Another roommate chimed in, "Mine too." There were plenty of rich kids who gained fame online, but few like Sophia, whose looks and figure could outshine anyone in the entertainment industry. Everyone jokingly called her their dream girl. "By the way, have you guys heard the rumor about my dream girl disappearing 3 years ago? I heard she just went abroad to study, didn't disappear." "Ethan, have you heard?" a roommate suddenly asked me. I shook my head. "No idea. I heard she was finally found out west in Appalachia." "Ethan, aren't you from Appalachia? Didn't you hear anything?" No, I wasn't good at lying. Thankfully, the dim theater lights hid my guilty expression. 3 years ago, Sophia wasn't just in Appalachia. She was at my house, living with me, sharing meals with me for over a year. At our closest, I held her as we slept in the same bed. These secrets could only die with me. The interview was nearing its end and moving on to the QA session. A student raised their hand. "Miss Sterling, I heard you have a fiancé, and you even have his name tattooed on you. Is that true?" Gossip being human nature, the atmosphere livened up. "That's not related to today's topic." The person speaking was Noah, sitting beside Sophia, also a guest today. He was her right-hand man. Rumor had it they were childhood friends, their families close for generations. "It's true," Sophia answered proactively. "The tattoo is right here on my pulse." She pulled up her sleeve, revealing a single word on her wrist, "Noah." The crowd erupted in excitement. Noah was right there. Could this Noah be anyone else? And Noah himself shyly lowered his head, seemingly confirming it. They were a perfect match, made in heaven. My heart felt numb. I just wanted to hurry back to the dorm and do my homework. Passing by backstage, the student council president stopped me. "Ethan Miller, you're just in time. Can you go get a jacket for a guest?" "I'm sorry, I have cramps. I can't handle it. Please do me this favor." The president looked pale, clutching her stomach. It didn't seem like she was faking. She had helped me a lot with my financial aid application, so I had no reason to refuse. Just then, the interview had already ended, and Sophia was walking towards the backstage area, her long legs moving with graceful elegance. I wanted to hide, but it was too late. She turned her head and saw me. Sophia's gaze lingered on me for a moment. Running now would be too suspicious, so I decided to stand my ground confidently. Thank goodness I was wearing a mask. Sophia frowned slightly. "Are you a student at this school too?" I nodded. She started walking towards me. "What's your name?" Yeah, I only managed to say the first part of my name before Sophia was pulled back by Noah. "Let's go. It's kind of cold here." She was pulled away. When she looked back again, trying to catch up with me, I was already gone. But I hadn't gone far, and their final conversation reached my ears. "Stop looking. His name is Ethan, not him. His eyes look like his. Even if it was him, so what? He extorted a huge sum of money from you." I lowered my eyes, trembling slightly. He was right. I was greedy. Once, I was called Ethan Williams. My hometown is in Appalachia, a very poor small town. How poor was it? When I was little, my family couldn't afford rice. Mom would pick up discarded spoiled noodles from others, wash off the maggots, and cook them for the family. When I was 17, there was a huge snowfall. The mountain roads were blocked by snow. When I encountered Sophia at the village entrance, she sat there, looking dazed, her eyes vacant. I walked up and asked, "What's your name?" "Saf, Saf." She couldn't even speak properly. Her mind wasn't right. I turned to leave, but she grabbed me, her eyes pleading. Cold, hungry. In weather like this, she would freeze to death in just one night. People froze to death in our village every winter, drunks who passed out in the snow, their bodies stiff by morning. I didn't really want to get involved, but it was a human life. I couldn't just ignore her. I took her home. That day, stepping into the house through the wind and snow, I never imagined our entanglement would last so long. She looked a few years older than me. I called her big sister Sophia. She had no identification on her, completely blank, as if intentionally so. I took her to look for her family, visiting various departments, but there were no results for a long time. This wasn't surprising. In small places like ours, everyone knew the score. The clerks were all in cahoots, just killing time. Who would seriously help you solve problems? They told us to go home and wait for news, and that wait lasted a year. The naive girl stayed at my house. Actually, I had selfish reasons too. My mom was sick, often confused. Later in college, I learned her illness was called Alzheimer's disease, incurable. I took care of mom every day, studied, and did odd jobs. After big sister Sophia arrived, at least I didn't have to do odd jobs anymore. She was young and energetic, and doing some physical labor was no problem. But she was strange. At first, she couldn't do any work well, clumsy, and complaining about being tired every day. Seeing her just eating and not contributing, I got anxious. If you keep this up, I don't want you anymore. Sophia panicked immediately. Ethan, you can't leave me. I'm your wife, right? I had lied to her, saying that if she ate our family's food, she had to marry me. Later, it became a white lie because this simple-minded girl was too stunningly beautiful, attracting swarms of matchmakers. Only saying this could shut them up. In poor areas, people married young, and getting engaged in your teens was normal. When I said I didn't want her, Sophia was distraught. She had a naturally alluring yet aloof face, but she looked at me timidly. From then on, Sophia worked hard and finally stopped being a freeloader. Over time, she gradually showed an unusual side. Once, I was being bullied, and the boys around were laughing at me. Sophia was waiting at the school gate to walk me home. Seeing this, she rushed over and beat one of the boys to the ground. She hit hard, aiming for vital spots, like a crazed beast, unstoppable. At that moment, she was a stranger to me. I grabbed her arm. Big sis Sophia, stop hitting. She stopped instantly, allowing me to lead her away. Ethan said stop, so I'll stop. The boy had multiple bruises, and his parents came demanding medical expenses, worsening our already strained family finances. That night, Sophia seemed to know she'd done wrong, sitting forlornly in a corner. When I went to comfort her, I found her tear-streaked face. I'm sorry, Ethan. I know I was wrong. I won't cause trouble again. You won't leave me, right? When she cried, she looked like a little kitten. My heart softened, and I coaxed her, then be good. From now on, I only want an obedient wife, okay? The next day, Sophia came home with a sum of money. She had sold her watch. When I first saw her wearing that watch, it looked very expensive. I was frantic. How could you sell it? We need that watch to find your family. Later, she smiled brightly. You are my family. I'm not going anywhere. I'll just stay with you. This simple-minded girl must have been cheated. Her watch was definitely worth more than the amount she got. But Sophia didn't care. She became extremely obedient, only listening to me. However, that boy later had a string of bad luck. Nails in his shoes, bugs in his clothes, pebbles in his rice, and his bike tire went flat while riding, causing him to fall into the river, and so on. How could it be so coincidental? I looked at Sophia. She looked back at me, grinning. Looking back now, Sophia showed signs even then. She corrected my English pronunciation. I asked her, have you studied English? She paused. I don't know. Have I? Though her memory was gone, the language instinct remained. My mom told me, Sophia might be from a big city. I said, that's great. I want to go to college in a big city too. Mom looked worried, not having the heart to crush my hopes. If she really was a city girl, we would never have a future together. The gap was too large. The day my college entrance exams ended, it poured rain. Our old house wasn't sturdy and leaked. My small bed was unusable, so I had to sleep on the floor with Sophia. We lay very close, our breathing almost in unison. Can't sleep? She asked. What if I don't get into college? You will. I hear city students are really smart. They're good at teaching themselves too. I work hard, but I probably can't compare to them. Where do you want to go to college, Ethan? I thought for a moment. New York. Maybe I want to see the Statue of Liberty. Don't laugh. Every rural kid dreams of seeing famous landmarks. Okay then, we'll go to New York. Bring mom with us. Sophia, what if I don't get in? Then I'll take you, Sophia said with conviction. I'll take you both. My heart skipped a beat. In my 18th year, I finally experienced falling in love. I was glad she was my fiancée. I reached out and hugged her, drawing warmth from her body. Sophia's body stiffened for a moment. Then she gently hugged me back. We held each other quietly, doing nothing, yet it meant more than anything. Thinking back now, that night I was dizzy with sweetness, so I didn't notice Sophia's abnormality. She wasn't simple anymore. Every word she spoke was smooth, hiding a sharp edge. Her eyes, too, glinted sharply in the darkness, as if her own light memories had ceased. I got the jacket and lingered backstage. Sophia was throwing a tantrum in the guest lounge. I didn't know what happened, but she was very angry. I peeked through the door crack and saw Sophia grinding her high heel into someone's fingers, her tone cruel and cold. Useless. I was startled. Was this the Sophia who followed me around, saying she wanted to be with me forever? The Sophia who cried secretly in the corner after paying the medical fees? Perhaps this was the real her. After starting school in New York, I read some business magazines and learned about Sophia's real situation. She was 8 years older than me, the second daughter of the Sterling Group. Apparently, she was an illegitimate child, but that didn't diminish her status. Not yet 30, her methods were already notoriously ruthless. A year ago, she personally drove her older sister mad, becoming the sole heir. Words couldn't fully capture Sophia's fierceness. Seeing it today, she was somewhat familiar, yet also strange. Maybe I should just leave the jacket by the door and go. As I hesitated, the door was pushed open. Who's outside? Sophia walked out. Her face was expressionless, and her glasses reflected cold indifference. At that moment, I actually shivered. It's okay, I thought. I have a mask on and a hat. I pulled the brim down. Nobody recognizes anyone. I tried to calm down. This is for Noah. Before I could finish my thought, a classmate walked past backstage and called out to me. Ethan Miller, you haven't gone back to the dorm yet? The moment she said my name, Sophia gripped my wrist tightly. Her grip was strong. What's your name? Sophia stared intently at me. I didn't speak, so she reached out to remove my mask. Just then, I saw my savior. Ethan, you're here, I said. Sophia abruptly let go, looking at me, then at the boy I had called over. I continued, the head of the publicity department was looking for you earlier. Oh, I'll go find her. I'll go with you. I took the chance to put the jacket down and left with the classmate. Coincidentally, this boy had the same first name as me. Leaving the small theater, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. The boy asked, Ethan, what were you saying to Miss Sterling just now? Just running an errand for her. Really? The atmosphere between you two felt really weird. How weird? Like she was really fierce, like she wanted to eat you. He wasn't wrong. Sophia wanted to eat me. The reason traced back to that summer, after my 18th birthday. The day the college entrance exam results came out, an unexpected visitor arrived in the village, Noah. He introduced himself as Sophia's friend, here to take her away. Mom's words came true. Sophia wasn't just from a big city. She was a rich heiress. The reason she ended up here was also complicated. Framed by her sister, she had an accident. Luckily, she didn't die, but her brain was injured. All I can say is, your wealthy family drama is deep. At first, I treated Noah as a guest, but when I learned his name also contained Noah, I froze. In our village, everyone called me Ethan, even my mom. Only Sophia called me Noah. I had wondered about it initially, and now I had the answer. Every time Sophia called my name, was she calling someone else? Her kindness towards me, her obedience. Was it all because she saw me as Noah? Noah was so handsome, in a suit and tie, wearing leather shoes. He and Sophia standing together looked like they belonged to the same world. Then look at me. The patch on my knee felt like a joke, but I still held on to a sliver of hope. When Noah was about to take Sophia away, I asked, is she going willingly? Of course, he crossed his arms, looking down at me. She's the Sterling Group's young lady, with billions in assets to inherit. You wouldn't want her to stay here and live a hard life with you, would you? I don't believe it. I want to hear her say it herself, please. She's recovered her memory. She doesn't even want to see you. Okay, I heard. You said I tricked her into thinking we were getting married. So manipulative at such a young age. No, let me see her, okay? Since I insisted on hearing, Noah took out his phone and played a voice message. Noah, thank goodness you came in time. I was almost deceived. The voice was pleasant. It was Sophia, No mistake. Noah heard that clearly. I'm taking her. He stuffed a large sum of money into my hand. Hush money. I didn't need him to tell me the rules. I didn't actually want this humiliating money, but Mom was terminally ill and urgently needed it. Sophia had already abandoned me. I couldn't lose Mom too. I was disappointed but quickly calmed down, weighing the pros and cons. Let Sophia serve one last purpose, I thought. Is that all? Too little. You lack sincerity, I said. Noah seemed surprised. I never thought you'd say that. You really aren't some innocent kid, are you? Right. I took her in precisely for today. Disgusting. Truly despicable. Since you know I'm despicable, shouldn't you hurry up and add more money to shut my mouth? Noah was left speechless by my retort. In the end, I got a large sum of money, all used for Mom's medical treatment. But it still couldn't save her. The day the university acceptance letter arrived, she cried tears of joy. That was the last time I saw her smile and the last time I saw her cry. She said, Ethan, you have to study hard. See the Statue of Liberty and the Grand Canyon for Mom. Mom was a rural woman. Her whole life, she couldn't give you a good life. Don't blame Mom. How could I blame her? She had already done her best, giving me everything she could. I was content, very happy, and I loved her very much. Later, I arrived in New York, saw the Statue of Liberty and the Grand Canyon, and took my mother's last name, becoming Ethan Miller. Sophia gradually faded from my memory. Only occasionally, when walking down a bustling street, would I suddenly remember, this is where she grew up, the scenery she took for granted. So what? We would never meet again. Today, that never meet again prediction crumbled, but not entirely. I quickly pushed Sophia out of my mind and attended the next student council meeting. The president said, last time Miss Sterling left, she asked for everyone's resumes. My heart skipped a beat. Resumes? I had no idea what for. I knew resumes didn't just include names and photos, but also hometowns and origins. In front of her, I was practically an open book, but I held on to a sliver of hope. The current Sophia had everything. Why would she bother with a poor student? The meeting ended, and everyone filed out of the office. The boy in front of me stopped, looking dazed. I asked, what's wrong with you? Soph. I looked up, and Sophia was leaning against the corridor wall. I turned to run. Ethan Miller, she called out. Long time no see. Sophia took me to a restaurant, the kind where ordering a single dish cost my entire month's living expenses. She didn't eat. She just watched me. I wasn't polite either. Since I couldn't hide, I might as well go with the flow and eat my fill first. After a while, Sophia spoke. Why are you avoiding me? This was our first question since reuniting. I chewed on a crab leg. Miss Sterling, you must be joking. I'm a poor student. You're a group heiress. We have no connection. Fine. No connection, Sophia said coldly, unapproachable. This was the real her. This is the most high-end restaurant in the city. I know all the guests who come here, she said. I didn't understand what she meant and listened quietly. Today, I brought you here. Everyone saw. Soon, someone will dig up your information and probe our relationship. You won't be able to hide anymore. I wasn't scared. Instead, I smiled. First time eating such delicious crab. Worth it. There's something even more delicious. What? Me? Sophia's features were exquisite, almost perfect under the crystal chandelier. Don't you like money? She said. Spend a night with me, and I'll give you money. The Porsche sped towards the villa. Sophia's eyes were bloodshot, and the tires almost smoked. Just now, half an hour ago at the dinner table, she asked me to spend the night with her. I said, does your boyfriend know? I don't have a boyfriend. Noah is just my assistant. You two look like you're getting married. Bullshit. The old Sophia wouldn't have spoken to me like this. Meeting my gaze, her anger subsided slightly. What I mean is, I have absolutely no relationship with him, let alone marriage. Really? Then you're quite the player, letting everyone misunderstand. As I spoke, I spat out some crab shell fragments. A tiny piece happened to land on Sophia's face. She looked stunned and forgot to wipe it off. I just felt baseless rumors didn't need to be addressed. If I had to clarify everything, I wouldn't get anything done all day. Just clarifying? Halfway through, she paused, somewhat surprised. Yes, she realized it. She was explaining herself to me. Someone like Sophia, holding great power and doing as she pleased. How could she waste so much breath on someone? You have a point, I nodded in agreement. For a player like you, it's good. I didn't take it seriously. Selling you for $2 million was the right move. Sophia's face instantly turned pale. That remark hit a nerve. I smiled sweetly. So, still want to sleep together? Subsequently, I was angrily stuffed into the Porsche by Sophia. She made a 1-hour drive in 30 minutes. The villa lights were off. As soon as we entered the foyer, she pinned me against the cabinet, tearing at my collar with her teeth, urgent and agitated. I didn't move and just said at her peak moment, "I want into the CEO's office." Sophia froze instantly. I repeated, "The Sterling headquarters CEO's office. Only students with connections get to intern there. I could work hard for half my life and still not get in. I don't want money, but I want this opportunity." That was the Sterling Group. Countless college students would kill to get in. Sophia slowly released me. "Are you serious?" "Yes," I smiled slightly. "I want to learn at Sterling so I can find a high-paying job after graduation." Crash. Sophia angrily smashed the porcelain vase by the door. Her hand was bleeding, but she seemed oblivious to the pain, looking at me almost desperately. "Between us, is there nothing left but exploitation? What else? You clearly have other options. Coax me, get back together with me. I can give you anything you want." "No, that's too much trouble. I don't want your heart nor your feelings. Those things are useless." Sophia was practically gritting her teeth. "Ethan Williams, do you even have a heart?" "It's Ethan Miller," I reminded her. "I took my mother's last name." "Oh, right. She passed away 2 years ago, right after you left." "Sophia, I'm an orphan. I don't deserve a heart. Do you know how I got through those days? You too, one after the other, both left me within a month. I couldn't keep Mom, and I couldn't keep you." I tilted my head, still smiling. "I took Noah's money." "Yes, because I had no money for Mom's treatment." "You're so rich, yet you left without looking back." "What could I do?" The more I spoke, the stiffer the atmosphere became. Blood dripped from her hand onto the floor. I was alone in New York, trying to survive. If I slacked off for even a day, I might not eat. "Sophia, I'm fighting with all my might to survive, and you ask me if I have a heart." Asking this, "Do you have a heart?" Her face grew paler, her eyes red as if dripping blood, stunningly beautiful. I thought she would explode, like when she stepped on someone's fingers, scold me, humiliate me. But after a long wait, Sophia lost her temper in a different way, bowing her head to me. "I'll give you whatever you want. Ethan, be with me, okay?" "No," I refused flatly. "I don't even like you." I only had a brief crush on Sophia when I was 18. Probably because of my poor family background, I learned a lesson early. Don't desire things that don't belong to you. The day Sophia left, although I was sad, I quickly came to my senses. Now she wants to reconcile? How strange. Maybe she's tired of those flashy guys and wants a change of taste. But that's not important. I know very well we are from 2 different worlds. I just need to pave the way for my own future. Sophia finally let me go. The next day, I received an internship offer from Sterling. I was as busy as a spinning top, seizing every opportunity to absorb knowledge. It was midnight on Friday, and I finally got off work. My colleagues were exhausted, slumped over their desks and mindlessly scrolling through their phones. Suddenly, someone exclaimed, "Our CEO Sophia is trending." Huh. When it comes to gossip, everyone gets excited. I silently packed my documents nearby. "Let me see. CEO Sophia says her fiancé isn't Noah." "Yeah, if it's not Noah, who could it be? Besides Noah, who else is worthy of her?" "She said her fiancé is a student, but it's inconvenient to disclose." Everyone started discussing what student could have such power. "Hey, Ethan," a colleague called me. "Look, also a student, yet someone else is already Sophia's fiancé." "Yeah, really impressive." I chuckled awkwardly. Noah posted on social media too. So exciting. Noah had posted a line of poetry. "I offered my heart to the bright moon, yet the bright moon shines on the ditch." Clearly, Sophia was the moon. The ditch couldn't be me, right? My mouth twitched. "Ditch me? I'm done work and ready to leave." Just outside the company, I saw a woman holding roses standing there. My head started to ache. Her name was Chloe. When I used to work at a bubble tea shop, she often pestered me. I refused her many times, but she persisted and even followed me here. Chloe checked herself in a small mirror. Seeing me, she flashed a smile she thought was charming. "Ethan, Big Sis is here to pick you up after work. If you harass me again, I'll call the police." "Don't be so heartless. Sis has money. Wouldn't it be good if you dated me?" I ignored her posturing. Chloe got angry. People like her usually have high self-esteem and no patience. "Ethan Miller, don't push your luck. If I just beckon, guys like you would flock to me." I said, "Don't you have a mirror? Take a look. If not, piss on the ground and look at your reflection." "You." Chloe was provoked by me and started to get physical. "Little kid, got attitude, huh? Wonder if you're this arrogant in bed." Out of the corner of my eye, a familiar figure walked out of the office building. It was Sophia, radiating an air of aloofness. But before she could intervene, I shoved Chloe hard and poured the water from my cup over her head. Get lost. If I see you again, I'll really hit you next time. Sophia stood frozen. What? Did she think I'd wait for her to solve it? I stopped having those dreams long ago. Chloe was tall and sturdy. Being pushed by me made her lose face. She cursed and lunged at me again, only to be kicked down by Sophia. Sophia looked cold and glamorous, her high heel pressed on Chloe's hand, just like she did to that other person the other day. Chloe screamed in pain. I'm calling the police. You wait. Go ahead if you have the guts. Chloe saw her watch and immediately backed down. I was wrong, ma'am. I didn't know the kid was yours. I'll never bother him again. I was about to leave. Hearing that sentence, I wasn't happy. I'm not hers. I'm my own person, belonging to no one. Understand? Sophia glanced at me. Finally, after Chloe cried out in pain, Sophia let her go. The storm passed. Sophia offered me a ride, but the car didn't head towards the university. I said, you're going the wrong way. If you go back to school now, can you even get into the dorm? None of your business. Haven't seen you in years, your temper's gotten harder. You even learned to step on people. I ignored her. She continued the conversation. Is work going smoothly? Tell me if anything's bothering you. If I tell you, will you pull strings for me? Yes, she agreed quickly. I laughed. Sophia, have you gotten addicted to being used by me? Yes, she blurted it out without thinking. I thought it through. Being useful to you is enough for me. Sophia took me back to her villa, saying she'd drive me back to school tomorrow. The last time I came, the lights were off. Today, it was brightly lit, and I realized her home felt cold, not like a home at all. She took out a first aid kit. Sit. What for? Your hand. Don't think I didn't see. I was somewhat surprised. My hand was indeed injured. I accidentally scalded it when getting hot water for a client today. But not wanting to affect the project's progress, I endured it without saying anything. I'd endured it for a whole day. How did she notice? Sophia took my hand. You can't hide it from me, Ethan. In front of me, you can drop all pretense. She knelt before me. Such a cold woman. Yet when applying medicine, she was surprisingly patient and gentle. Do you remember the first day I worked in the fields? I also hurt my hand vaguely. You bandaged it for me just like this. I fell silent, my gaze wandering around the room. Suddenly, I saw a framed photo, a photo of me, Mom, and Sophia. It was taken 4 months after Sophia came to our house. Someone brought a camera back from town, and Mom asked him to take a picture of the three of us. I still remembered that day. Mom held the developed photos, cherishing them. Our family of 3, Sophia also chimed in cheerfully. Such an ordinary day, yet it could never be relived. I missed Mom. Tears welled up, but I held them back. But wait, how did Sophia have this photo? I suddenly realized something was wrong. This photo, I asked, wasn't it left back home? I went back home later to look for you and brought it. I was stunned. You looked for me? I returned to New York, settled things for a month, then went back to find you. But the house was already empty. Sophia had also gotten used to calling that place home. The neighbor uncle said Mom passed away, and I left the village after her burial. Why were you looking for me? Sophia looked at me strangely. To bring you to New York. What else? But weren't you angry at me? I was angry, yes. Angry that you'd abandoned me for $2 million. Sophia sighed resignedly. But no matter how angry, you're still my husband. What can I do? Who's your husband? The day you left, you showed no reluctance, didn't even want to see me. I didn't refuse to see you. Sophia pursed her lips and said, actually, during that time, I also lost a relative. The day Noah took me away, Sophia's maternal grandfather was lying in the ICU. She was an illegitimate daughter, disliked since childhood. Old Mr. Sterling brought her home only to motivate her older sister. If you don't work hard, the rewards go to your sister. If you don't achieve something, the company goes to your sister. She was just a comparison tool. In the end, Sophia got nothing. She had to tread carefully, enduring the wrath of her sister and nominal mother. But there was no helping it. Who asked her to be illegitimate? Her father was the one who cheated, yet she had to bear the consequences. If she could choose, she'd rather not have been born. In her 20s, Sophia's talent began to show. Her sister couldn't suppress her anymore. Compared to her, the sister seemed hopelessly foolish. Thus came the dramatic wealthy family saga. 3 years ago, the sister framed the younger sister. The younger sister didn't die but suffered a head injury and was dumped in some Appalachian mountain to fend for herself. The official story was that she went exploring on her own and got lost. Serves her right, just as the sister expected. Being just an illegitimate daughter, old Mr. Sterling didn't care much. The family made a symbolic search, found nothing, and gave up. Her grandfather was the only relative who cared about Sophia. After her disappearance, her grandfather fell ill. The old man found Sophia's former confidants, Noah and others, asking them to secretly continue the search. However, the old man didn't have much time left. The reason Sophia rushed back to New York was to see her grandfather one last time. Ethan, I had already planned that once things settled, I'd bring you and Mom over. For over 20 years, I hadn't felt much family affection, except from you two. You were my family. As she spoke, tears shimmered in her eyes. I knew why she was crying. She missed my mom too. Mom was very good to her. When Sophia was mentally impaired and bullied, my mom would gently comfort her and stand up for her. But why did you call me Noah? I finally asked the most pressing question. Was it because of Noah Sterling? Why would you think that? Sophia was surprised. It has nothing to do with him, she explained. I called you Noah because when we first met, you introduced yourself, and I just remembered the name Noah. As for Noah Sterling, we're just colleagues. I've never called him Noah. That name is too intimate to use for a subordinate. I recalled past details and had a flash of insight. Noah played me a voice message where you said you were almost deceived. Sophia frowned, thinking. I was talking about my former assistant. She seemed like my confidant, but actually teamed up with my sister to trick me. Noah used this out of context to make me misunderstand. Coinciding with her grandfather's critical condition, Sophia left hastily, and we missed each other like that. Sophia, your tattoo. It's you. She rolled up her sleeve. It's always been your name. Sophia looked at me seriously. Ethan Miller, I like you. Back on the night your exams ended, I decided I wanted to be with you forever. The night the exams ended? She smiled. That's another secret. Sophia had actually regained her memory much earlier. She remembered who she was and her identity, but she didn't want to wake up, continuing to be his big sister Sophia. She didn't want to leave me and Mom. If Noah hadn't shown up, revealing her grandfather's condition, she wouldn't have left so quickly. All this was meant to be explained properly to me, but I disappeared without a trace, leaving Sophia unable to say anything. For the past 2 years, she searched for me everywhere, but she didn't know I had changed my last name, so she couldn't find me. Sophia and I reunited less than half a month ago. The misunderstandings were all cleared up, but I still rejected her request to get back together. No particular reason. Studies and career are more important than love, that's all. I continued attending classes and interning. I heard Sophia and Noah had a falling out. Turns out they weren't childhood sweethearts at all, nor was there any talk of generational family ties. All just clickbait rumors from gossip accounts. Noah was one of Sophia's assistants, having been with her for a relatively long time. After being betrayed by her sister, Sophia's inner circle underwent a major reshuffle. Because Noah was relatively loyal, he was kept on, rising rapidly and gaining significant responsibilities. But he committed a major taboo, interfering in his boss's private life. A month later, Noah left Sterling Group. You ask why I didn't retaliate against him? Unnecessary, truly unnecessary. Looking forward is much more interesting than him. Several more months passed. Sophia's pursuit of me became known throughout the company. It started during a client meeting. The client was a middle-aged, narcissistic nouveau riche woman who loved flirting with young male employees. This time, unfortunately, she targeted me and even tried to grope me. Given she was a company client, I could only keep dodging. Sophia passed by and saw everything clearly. Second Miss Sterling was known in the circle for her bad temper. She rushed in and grabbed the woman's hair. Her methods were always ruthless. The woman couldn't withstand it. Concerned about the company's image, I dashed forward and wrapped my arms around Sophia's waist. Stop hitting. Sophia's anger vanished. She lowered her arm and smiled at me. Okay, I'll listen to you. Like she instantly became a different person. Her smile shocked the entire company. Everyone knew the young CEO Sophia was aloof. Turns out she had such a gentle side. I became famous. Everyone in the group knew my name. Coincidentally, my name had Ethan in it. Coincidentally, I was also a student. Everything became self-explanatory afterwards. I even asked Sophia, you're a woman. Why do you like hitting people so much? Sophia said, I don't like hitting people, but in some situations, the law can't restrain them, so a beating is the only option. I won't allow Sterling employees to be harassed, even if the other party is a client. I watched her for a long time and suddenly realized, you're quite good, even when you're not playing the innocent. Sophia smiled knowingly. Your internship is almost over. What are your plans for the future? I pointed to the vast Appalachian region on the map. After graduation, I'll first go back home to help alleviate poverty. Okay, Sophia said. I'll go with you. Sterling has projects that can be brought there, and I'll donate some school buildings and books for the village children. Wait, you donated the library to our university. Was that also because of me? Obviously. She leaned on my shoulder, her expression gentle. I'll never forget the sight of you reading intently under a single beam of light in the darkness. That was the first time my heart fluttered. I grew rapidly within the company. When the 6-month internship ended, the department organized an outbound team building event. Sterling was generous, especially hearing it was my farewell. The leadership allocated a large budget, allowing everyone to have a great time. It happened to be winter, and the department suggested climbing a snowy mountain. Sophia came along too. By now, everyone in the company was used to her showing up wherever I was. The snowy mountain was breathtakingly beautiful, but an accident occurred in the evening. Everyone was cooking dinner in the BB when suddenly a colleague exclaimed, "Has Sophia not returned yet?" Sophia had gone out at noon and still hadn't come back. Outside, there were signs of an impending snowstorm. Panic seized my heart. Once it snowed, the mountain roads would be blocked. Where did Sophia go? Was she safe? Let's go find her, I said. A few colleagues and I headed out. We searched for half an hour, but there was no sign of Sophia. I started to get extremely anxious. The signal in the mountains was poor, and phone calls wouldn't connect. In the evening, a villager pointed me in a direction, saying he saw a beautiful female tourist near the mountain entrance. I quickly ran towards the entrance. From afar, I saw Sophia's figure. She sat on the ground, covered in snow. This scene overlapped with 3 years ago, the day we first met. Sophia sat just like this amidst the vast snow. For a moment, I thought something had happened to her again. Sophia? Sophia? The wind and snow swallowed my voice. She didn't move. I panicked. Big sis Sophia. She suddenly looked up. Ethan, what are you doing here? You scare me to death. I came into the mountains to find you. I came to find a type of grass. Villagers said this grass sprouts in the snow. Its vitality is tenacious, much like you. I was speechless. Did you find it then? Look, she said, carefully cupping a snow-covered tender sprout in her hands. I said, leave it here. When the snow melts, it won't survive. Don't take it away, okay? Sophia placed the grass back on the ground. Before the next wave of wind and snow arrived, I extended my hand to her. Let's go, big sis Sophia. Come back with me. Sophia and I held hands, never letting go the entire way back. Tomorrow, there will be a sunrise over the Golden Peak. Want to see it? Yes. Then want to watch it together? Of course. I'll wake you up in the morning. No need, I said. Let's stay right in the room together. Sophia looked stunned for a long time, then understood my meaning. She almost jumped with joy, completely losing her usual composure. Good thing no colleagues were around. But this lack of composure was exactly like the simple girl I once knew. We returned to the BB and informed our colleagues we were safe. It was already night, and everyone gradually went to sleep. Once the room door closed, Sophia stood on tiptoe and kissed me. Her lips still held the chill of the wind and snow. Back on the night your exams ended, I wanted to do this, she said, her eyes curving into a slight red tint. Ethan, reward me. The next day, naturally, we didn't see the sunrise over the Golden Peak, but it didn't matter. There was always the future. After the Appalachian project was successfully launched, Sophia and I got married. The wedding wasn't grand. I prefer simplicity, and she listened to me in everything. At the wedding, Sophia acted unusually, crying more sadly than I did. I have a home now, she sobbed. I have a home too. We were two lonely souls who wandered through time, finally meeting again. The day after the wedding, when I woke up, Sophia wasn't beside me. The famously cold CEO was wearing an apron, cooking in the kitchen. There weren't many ingredients left, just enough for 2 bowls of egg noodles. Before, my favorite food was Mom's egg noodles, but no matter how I tried, I couldn't replicate Mom's taste. Only Sophia had learned Mom's secret. Steam rose from the pot, and the simple fragrance drifted out. I suddenly missed Mom terribly. It was her, in that poor countryside, who gave me endless tolerance and love. She had no education but urged me to study hard. She often went hungry but ran around borrowing books and stationery for me. Her love gave me the confidence to strive until today. Mom, I have a family and a career. Do you see? The steam blurred my eyes. Sophia wrapped her arms around me from behind. Ethan, from now on, I am your family. What is home? Not a luxurious house, not a brand-name sports car. It's us being together from dawn till dusk, watching the chimney smoke rise long and slow.